Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'll be doing the genre tag. This was created by Blue Fox Fables. I was tagged by Bree Book Reviews. I'll put links down below. And I'll have my notes here, so I'll be referring to those from time to time or looking down to pick up the books I have for the genre tag. There are 8 questions all surrounding the subject of genres. The first one is, what is your most read genre? Is it your favorite? And show examples. So of course my most read genre is going to be my favorite, because why else would I read so much of it? And it is dystopian. And now the reason I like dystopian is because unlike reading something about an alien planet, they're all focused on Earth, on our own planet, dealing with our own societies, our own people, humans, and taking those societies and totally twisting them into something completely different. And there's such a range that you can do with our societies, and seeing that and seeing people like ourselves in these situations makes them so much more fascinating. So some examples would be Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, where being ugly is considered totally wrong in society. When you reach the age of 16, you have an automatic surgery to correct that to make you all pretty. Another one would be Delirium by Lauren Oliver, where love is considered a disease, and when you reach a certain age, you have surgery to prevent you from feeling that emotion. Glitch by Heather Anastasiou, where all emotions are considered wrong, and there's a device kind of implanted on the back of people's necks to kind of prevent them from experiencing these dangerous and destructive emotions. Or Divergent by Veronica Roth, where you grow up in factions based on specific virtues, and then when you reach a certain age, you're able to choose if you want to continue in that faction or choose another faction and pursue that and kind of totally distance yourself from the one you grew up in. Or the worst of all, and it's a classic, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, where literature, all books, are considered illegal. That would be a nightmare for all of us watching this video at the moment. The second question is, what is your second most read genre, and show examples? That's sort of a tie for me. I grew up really liking sci-fi, and then kind of into like cozy mysteries. So I'd have to say those are kind of even for me. So I'm going to show examples for both. Starting with mysteries. I love cozy mysteries, anything set in like the English countryside or even just urban, kind of nothing city too much. I like it more when there's almost not a professional solving the crime most of the time. I like when it's just like an average person who's kind of like thrust into a situation and ends up helping solve the crime. There's a lot of some of my favorite ones, which I unfortunately do not have examples here, because at the time I was reading those, I didn't have bookshelves, I had no place to store books, and I eventually gave them away. Just some examples would be something like Tempest in the Tea Leaves. This is by Carrie Lee Townsend. I haven't actually started reading this one yet. I picked it up at a local library for like 25 cents, but again, it is a cozy type mystery. Series I really love is the Pennyfoot Hotel Mystery Series by Kate Kingsbury. This is the last in the series. It's like book 21. Thoroughly enjoyed these. Just a hotel owner who ends up solving crimes. And then more professional, but still set like this is set in Oxford, England. The Inspector Morse series by Colin Dexter. This is actually the last book in the series, the final series. But I really love this. I've watched them on TV. The whole there's a series based on his character, and then also his Sergeant Lewis is out now, but he's Inspector Lewis, I think, now. But I love Colin Dexter's writing. It's really, really good. On the sci-fi side, some examples would be Sydney Swanson's Saving Mars series. This is actually a YA sci-fi series. There are currently 3 of them out. I'm waiting for the 4th one very anxiously. I love this series. Going back classics, Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, any of those are fantastic. The Robot series is one of my favorites because it kind of combines sci-fi and mystery. And then, of course, you got to throw in some Doctor Who novels in there. That's, you know, one of the things that Doctor Who, Star Trek definitely got me into reading anything sci-fi based. The third question, what is your least favorite genre and why? That would definitely be romance. Of course, I will have no examples to show you because I do not like reading just pure romance. I don't mind romance in stories, but there has to be some sort of other thing going on. There has to be action or horror or sci-fi or something. And if it eventually leads to some kind of romance in the end, that's fine. As long as it's not like insta-romance or insta-love, you know. But, yeah, I don't like anything that's just pure romance. I find that exceedingly boring. Number 4, what genre have you never tried and do you want to? I was trying to think what that would be, and it just suddenly popped in my head, Westerns. I've never read a Western. Growing up, I mean, that was like one of the things that was on TV a lot of John Wayne movies. I enjoyed watching them, but I would never want to sit down and read a Western. I think I would just find that really boring. So no, I don't really want to ever read that. Question 5, what genre are you getting into that you would like recommendations for? I'd say recently I've really started reading a lot more manga and graphic novels, something I never really did too much before. Some examples would be the Parasite series. This is by Hitoshi Awaki. I think there's currently 7 or 8 books now, and I'm really enjoying that one. I found this one out through watching someone else on YouTube. This is Anya's Ghost by Vera Brogsoll. It's a graphic novel. Really enjoyed that one. It's kind of a YA graphic novel. And, of course, also saw this on YouTube. The Death Note series. This is by Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. This is the final one, which I am currently reading. It's the final one of the Black Editions. There's 12 individual novels or 6 Black Editions, which are two books bound up together. Love this series. Definitely recommend that. But I would love to get more recommendations on any kind of graphic novel or manga, because I really would like to kind of expand my reading on those. I really enjoyed them. Number 6. What genre do you like that a lot of people don't know you like? I don't talk about too much on this channel. I think on some tags it's come up before, but I really like travel writing. Sort of an armchair traveler. I mean, I would love to go visit lots of places. I hate the process of getting from point A to point B, though. The planes, the airports, and all that kind of stuff. Traveling by car through the country would be fun, but yeah, just flying. Not that I'm a terrified flyer. I hate all the complications and delays and waiting, and yeah, I hate that aspect of it. But I love reading about travels, and I've read quite a few. I don't have a lot of examples, again, because I haven't read too many recently, but some of the ones I've kept because they're my favorites is Tim Parks. This is Italian Neighbors. And the reason I kept this one is because it's set in Montecchio, which is one of the towns where a lot of my family is from, and it's really kind of humorous. I love when there's a humorous aspect to the travel writing, too. Quirky neighbors. There were definitely some in here. I love the way they describe like an Englishman's home as his castle, but an Italian's home is their bunker. You know, the gated communities, the walls, the alarm systems. It's kind of true. Yeah, that gave me a good chuckle. 2 of my favorites are Bill Bryson. This is Notes from a Small Island, and it's about a time when he's about ready to leave England and return to the United States, his actually home country. But before he does that, he takes like a tour around Britain and some of his observations of the people and the places. I absolutely love his writing, and this was one of my favorite books. And then my other favorite is Peter Mayle, and I've read just about all of his books, his travel writing books and his fiction books. He's a very good writer. And this is A Year in Provence. This is probably my first experience with his writing, and this is part of a trilogy. This is the first one, then there's Encore Provence, and then Toujours Provence. And it's about his experience with he and his wife moved to Provence, and they kind of renovate a 2 centuries old farmhouse. And they actually even did like a mini-series of this on TV with the actor John Thaw, who plays Inspector Morse in the TV series, and he was the main character in here. And it was a lovely, lovely version of the books. I definitely recommend if you'd like to see it, or pick these books up if you're interested in travel writing. This is really great. Lots of humor in these, too. I really enjoyed it. The next question, number 7. If you had to stop reading one genre, which would it be? Oh, that's awful. Based on my favorites in terms of... Don't start, Skippy. Based on dystopian and mystery and sci-fi and travel writing, if I had to pick out of those, I probably would go with the travel writing, but it would be very hard to. And the last question, what's one genre that you would like, but you thought you never would like? And I have to go with YA contemporary fiction. I've said it on my channel, it's not something I'm drawn to, that I, search to see what's coming out next. Something might just kind of fall into my lap. I've heard it from enough people. Finally, I decided to try it. One that really got me started on reading lots of YA books has got to be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This one just moved me to laughter, to tears. It just covered a range of emotions. It was a beautiful written story. Again, even with Looking for Alaska, Pushing the Limits, I just recently read by Katie McGarry. Yeah, those are perfect examples that make me want to read more YA contemporary fiction. Like I said, I didn't think that was something that had enough action or interest to keep me involved in the story, but it definitely did and proved me wrong. So that is the genres tag. I don't have anybody specifically to tag because I think it's been, like I said, it's been out for a while. I was tagged back in October, so I am finally getting to it. So if you're watching it, consider you're tagged. See? Tagged. There you go. You touched your tag. So let me know down below if you do it, and I'll go check out your video, and hope you enjoyed this. And thanks for Breed Book Reviews for tagging me, and I'm sorry it took me so long to get to it. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.